Hi everyone, good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever of those applies to you at this current point in time. This is a 2010 Chevrolet Silverado crew cab. Customer states that they had this at another shop for an AC issue. The other shop apparently recharged it, put some dye in there, and now it is blowing warm again. The guy would like to make sure that they in fact did put UV dye in the AC system, so we're going to check for that. And if they did not, then he would like to restart and recharge it, and I'll try to find the leak if I can, but we will just play this one by ear, so to speak. So let's get to it. Oh, I don't want to break automotive YouTube rule number 67. Vehicle mileage is 104,755 miles on the odometer. So we're blowing warm right now. I'm not saying that this is exactly the problem, but we have to switch the system on. There we go. Compressor is now running. I heard it. Let's go pull around to the service stall, get a thermometer, and see what kind of temperatures we're getting here at the center vent. So from the look of things in there, I'm going to have to create some extra workspace. We got someone in the alignment rack. Buick's still getting worked on. I don't know what Pete's doing. That one's not mine. That's getting the AC rebuilt. That's getting a bumper. That one's getting a new timing set. So I think the only space for me is gonna be right here in the parking lot. I choose that one. I do feel a little bit of cold, but I can definitely say so far it is underperforming. Popping the hood. Yeah, we can see that the compressor is running down there. The clutch is engaged. So there is some refrigerant in the system. Let's check and see if they put some dye in it or not. I don't see anybody on that. Yeah, I don't know. Tough to say. Let me get the UV light. Let's look around for any kind of leakages. All right, using the ultraviolet light. I don't know if this thing's picking up on the purple color or not. Maybe, maybe not. It's more profound in real life, but I've got UV light here. What we're looking for here is a green fluorescent reaction to the ultraviolet light. Again, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I do see some on this service valve right here. Let's see, I don't see any dye in this low side fitting. And if they were to inject dye, the last folks, they would have gone in through that fitting. So I don't think necessarily they put dye in this system. It's possible, but I should see a lot more on that fitting right there. I'm up here in the grill again with the UV dye, looking at the AC condenser for any kind of leak, and I'm not seeing much here. I know the camera does not do this justice, and I apologize if the lack of visual stimulation becomes boring through this particular moment. Nothing to see here. Yeah, not seeing it. What is this? What is this? Look what I have discovered. Look at that, you see it? See that coolant right there? Look, the radiator is broken. There's a huge crack in the tank right there. Look at that? I wonder if the coolant's low. Oh yeah, it is. And there's sparkly stuff in there, meaning somebody put stop leak in it. Oh no. Yeah, see all those little glittery particles floating around the coolant? Somebody put stop leak in this to make that thing stop leaking. That is not the proper repair. I can smell that coolant now that I open the bottle. Alright, now at this point I've assumed that the refrigerant has leaked out of this, and you know how I feel about assumptions. What I'm saying is although I suspect that this system is low, we're going to go ahead and confirm that right now. Powering on. Now I am in fact going to add a slight bit of dye to this, maybe 1/4 of an ounce. There we go. Now I know it has some. Yeah, see what I mean? Look, there's dye all over everything. I don't believe they added any to it. Okay, let's hook up the machine. We'll fire up the system again and see what the pressures look like. Yeah, we're kind of low. Even for a static pressure, that's very, very low. Begin actuating heat transfer system now. Full speed ahead. Yeah, look at that. The clutch is no longer running on the compressor. The pressure drop just from connecting the lines and having some of the refrigerant move into the lines has set the threshold below the minimum value for the compressor to be authorized. So we have no compressor. Let's go ahead and initiate the recovery. See how much is actually in here. Connect both hoses, yeah. Shut this off again. Oh yeah, it was super low. Pulled out 1.43 pounds. Yeah, there's totally a leak on this thing. Let's find it. What I'm gonna do, we put some dye on the low side service fitting over there. What I'm gonna do is install the refrigerant charge, and I'll install it through the low side. That way it helps to carry some of that dye to the system right away. And then we're going to run this system for a while, and I'll go back and then recheck it for leaks. Let's see, we're going to do how about 1.5 pounds? I think that's close. Not ounces, not kilos, pounds. There we go. And we want to do that low side. Sure. Begin installing charge now. Low side. I have morning brain, so I'm going to pause this at 1.4 pounds because I think 1.4 is actually the spec. My morning brain has no limit. Alright, let's see what we got. Compressor looks like it's compressing again. Good. I heard the fan running. Pressure's good. I like this. Yeah, we should be definitely moving some heat now. So I just pulled these service fittings off, and looky there, surprise, surprise. There's bubbles galore coming out of that fitting. This one, not so much. That one has definitely got a large leak. Now I know what you're thinking, why didn't you just change those before you charged it? The reason being is I wanted to actually find the leak first, or a leak first, before proceeding with anything, because somebody else had already recharged this system, and I didn't want to inadvertently solve the problem without finding the problem first. Yes, it takes a little bit longer to do. However, I think it was done with more detail, and I have more evidence now. That's just my way. I've been through this thing 3-4 times with a fine-tooth comb, utilizing the ultraviolet light, and I have not found any other additional leaks. The condenser is bone dry, the compressor is bone dry. I checked the drain tube for the evaporator for the presence of dye, because if there is dye at the evaporator, as the water drains out of the case, it will carry some of that dye out, and you'll find some trace presence of the dye at the drain tube where the water drips. So I don't believe there's an evaporator leak. I know these are all pretty common to just end up putting service valves in it, but I'm hoping we can change directions a little bit and put a radiator in this due to that big crack that we found over there. So I'm gonna go report everything we found so far, and we're gonna see what our folks wanna do about this. Stay tuned. All right, real quick, let's pull this this valve out. I had to order the high side valve. I wanted to go ahead and get this done. We're gonna leave this alone as it is, and then check for additional leaks later. But what's next is we're going to move on to that radiator, because that's kind of a more pressing issue in my estimation. Because if that crack goes out, it's going to dump all the coolant out, and then leave the vehicle disabled. And then it won't matter if you have air conditioning or not. If I can get this valve out of here, what am I doing? What is this? What's this problem? Problem is the system is under a slight vacuum, and so it's trying to pull the valve in. Technically, air pressure from the outside is trying to push the valve in. There we go. If you're gonna talk physics, I guess do it right. Come here, little Schrader. Come to me. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, the O-ring looks like crap on that. I don't think the cam picks it up, but my naked eye can see it. I've got a replacement right here. It came out of my refillable master kit for servicing AC systems. See, this is why it bugs me that replacing service valves is not standard procedure anytime an AC system is touched. The thing is if you use your machine and you put the system into a leak test and it has a leaking valve, you'll never know because the fittings are attached, therefore a leak cannot occur. And so the machine will never ever pick up a leak at one of the service ports. Click. Let's change this big valve right here next. Because this fitting is like a check ball style fitting, it's got to be screwed on, and it requires a tool that is 8-sided. It's not a 6-sided tool. Personally, I've never agreed with that, but it is what it is. I only don't agree with it because it forces people to purchase a tool that's for... Whoa, camera gravity. How about that? I was trying out a new tripod, and it's gonna prove the GoPro. See, fancy tripod I got from Amazon. Anyway, so I forgot what I was saying. Something about making people have to buy a tool just to change the service valve, which I can understand that. There's good reasons and there's not so good reasons for it. Come out of there, please. And this is one of the reasons I really don't like the tool, because they get stuck every time. There. Okie dokes. I have my replacement right here. You can see it's got the check ball inside of the housing. It's threaded with some built-in thread lock, and it's got an O-ring to seal it. We're gonna put that guy back in, thread it in, make it tight. Come on now, go in there. There we go. Okay, let's pull this back into a vacuum and then recharge it again. Okay, something weird's going on here. There's been a strange new development in this particular situation with this car. So I turned in my inspection where we found that radiator leak and that crack right there. And for some strange reason, like an hour later, a bunch of parts showed up. I got a radiator and a thermostat, which I find that slightly odd because it's usually been like a 2 or 3 day turnaround to get parts. That being said, I'm glad it's here now, so I don't have to make this an extended version, extra long type of video. I can just go ahead and get started right now, and we can get this this thing changed out and complete this job in 1 day and not 3 or 4, which is really cool. So let's get going. First things first, I need to pull the plugs out of these fans, get the fans removed, and then we'll drain and pop this radiator out, and of course get the new one in. So let's get started. I'm excited now. Unclicks. Okay, first things first, I'm rolling over my Futurama looking coolant recovery machine. This radiator does not have a drain on it, so I think I'll just go into the system at this upper hose, and I'm just going to vacuum out whatever coolant we can. It should pull everything down into a negative pressure. It's going to collapse all the hoses and recover as much coolant as possible. So let's get started. Forgive the annoying hiss of the machine. It uses air pressure and a venturi to create the vacuum in order to draw the coolant out. Oh, there's not much to draw. How about that? There's some. Yeah, not much to recover. It was pretty low. Well, that's pulling out whatever it can. I'm going to start pulling bolts out. I'm going to get the fan assembly out first. think there's just the two, one here and one over yonder. Alright, that's annoying. Machine powering down. Pull the fans. Come on out, guys. We don't need you right now. We're gonna need you later. Come out. Okay, very simple install here. One bolt here. There's just a peg with a rubber grommet at the bottom. Likewise on that side. One more bolt at the top. And the hardest part is just these transmission cooler lines. Simply because they utilize Jesus clips. But should not be a big issue. I will show you what I refer to as the Jesus clip. And they're called this because when you try to remove them, they fling across the shop and you scream Jesus. That guy. Also, they should not be lost. There is a tool to remove these without taking them from the fitting, but it's far away and I've got my mini pry bar here, so I'm not going to use it. So basically what it does is it hugs the line right here, pushes in, spreads the clip, and then allows the clip to be removed. Excuse me, allows the line to be removed while the clip remains. I'm just going to pull the clips out because I prefer it my way. We have another coolant line right here. This one runs up to the surge tank. I love using tools for the wrong purposes. Kind of like welding pliers. Actually, there's another hose here that goes to the surge tank also. Oh, I'm silly. The one I just took off does not go to the surge tank. That goes up to the crossover between the cylinder heads. I was wrong. Okay. Let's see. Let's get this lower line down here disconnected, and then I'll pull the lower radiator hose. Unclick. Oh, I almost lost my Jesus clips. This one's kind of going to be hard because the business end of this clamp is over here and away, so I need to bring it closer. If I can maneuver this properly. No! Different pliers needed. Rotate, please. Come over here. I have to loosen the clamp and then turn it at the same time. You guys can't see because my hairy arm's in the way. Oops. How rude of me. Ray, what do you think you're doing? Working on a car, making a video. You can't do both. But I can try. Come on. Oh man. So sometimes the manufacturers, they will actually staple these clamps to the hose so you can't rotate them the way I'm doing right now, and they're quite annoying when they do that. So if I got any engineers watching, stop doing that to us. We disapprove of that practice. Okay, loud noises again. I'm going to turn the vacuum back on because I know that there's coolant still here. So let me fire that vacuum back up and suck out whatever's left in there. Loud noises. Stand by. Oh, there's a bunch of it. Alright, I'll be right back when this is done. got this transferred to the lower hose now. I just wanted to show you how much it collapsed with the vacuum from the machine. And I'll do that by turning off the vacuum. Pretty cool, yeah? I think so. So I have a replacement, therefore I figure while we're here, we'll just go ahead and pop out this thermostat. 2 bolts. Here she comes. We're gonna spill a bunch of coolant, I think. Yep. You can never get it all, no matter what you do. Come here, thermostat. I wanted to change this because this thing was full of stop leak, and I don't want stop leak clogging up the T-stat and causing an overheating issue. It's been known to happen. It's not super common, but it does happen. You know, I'm not necessarily an upseller. I just try to deliver the most value that I can with any given amount of labor. Because something like this, I can get away without charging extra labor to replace because I'm already there. So if you're spending the labor to perform a function, you should change all of the support parts too while you're in there, because you just deliver a better value overall. And that's what we want to do. Yes, if I charge you labor to change a water pump, I made money. And then in 3 months, if it overheats and I charge you labor to put in a thermostat, I made money. And then in 3 more months, when it overheats again and I charge you labor to replace the radiator, I made more money. But that's how you gain a bad reputation. Delivering value is where long-term profit comes in. It's never the short term, it's always in the long term. Whoa, gravity clicks. There we go. Okay, thermostat's done. Let's pull the radiator out. It is time. Here's the rubber grommets that I mentioned. These are the mounts. Come on. Gotta reuse these. Alright, new unit has been unboxed. Let's get our mounts in and drop this bad boy down into its new home. Those don't fit very well. It's weird. Yeah, I figured that out. They don't fit very well because this little plastic ring stayed behind with the old radiator. Let's put that back in. There, now they fit. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I was wondering where the phone has been today. It's been a quiet kind of day. Oh, and this radiator has a drain valve on it. Good job. Okay, up, down. You gonna fit? Yep. Okay, we got the bolts in, grommets are in. Let's tighten this bad boy down. Radiator click. One more over here. And let's go ahead and fit our hoses. That one. Come on. I know what you're wondering. Am I going to put this clamp back pointing the way that I found it? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am. Because I'm weird like that. Or at least I'm gonna put it back as much as I can. Oh, come on, get on there. Thank you. Okay, that's about as far as it goes. Now, I do not need to reinstall those Jesus clips because this new radiator has its own new replacement Jesus clips. Just fit that in like so. And then we got to put the plastic piece over it. This is confirmation that it, in fact, did clip. There we go. Please clip on. There. Okay. Okay, let's get the bypass hoses connected and plugged in. I think this one goes this way. Yes, it does. That one goes in there. Surge tank bypass. That one goes there. There we go. And this lower one. Got it. All right. Let's drop our fans in, secure those, refill the coolant. All right, radiator fan assembly. You're up. Came out easier. What is this? What's going on here?
I'm sensing that something is wrong here. I don't know what it is yet, but something is just not quite right.
Bear with me, fellas. I'm navigating some hoses and whatnot.
You need me to hold something out of the way or something?
No. I'm good.
Look, I'll yank it out of there eventually. Or put it back in, whatever you're doing.
It's going. It's coming out.
Not sure.
No, I mean, it's going in. I don't know what I'm doing. Guys, something's wrong here. Some of you may have already noticed it. I didn't notice till just now when I realized this fan was not fitting. Figured out what the problem is. I just want to go ahead and go on record right now by letting everyone know that I really love my job. But not right now. It's 4:30 on a Friday and I'm trying to leave. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Watch this right here. We're gonna measure bolt to bolt. All right. We got 32 inches, roughly. You're not gonna believe this. Come over here to the old unit. We're gonna measure bolt hole to bolt hole, and we're like 38 inches. Let me stretch this out some. We're good. We're at 38 and a half or something like that, bolt hole to bolt hole. That over there is the wrong radiator. The boss just drove away. He's gonna go find the right radiator because I don't want to stay here. I'm already in going home mode. So real quick, let me just go ahead and pull this apart, and we're gonna take this out again. Love my job so much, I do it twice. Freaking unbelievable, and I'm so, this is just totally unbelievable. I am so angry with myself. Oh well, I'll live, I'll get over it. Let's do this in freaking light speed. There's nothing faster than a technician who's doing something twice. This is like a fundamental law of physics here. Come off. Come off. Come off. Clips, you're coming with me. Come off. Clip, you're going back because this radiator's going back. I know I really should have checked this and made sure it was the correct unit, but oh man, I've never in so much time of having spent working on these things encountered this particular situation before. I honestly can say I didn't see this coming. There you go. Stay on there, clip. Oh, come on. Get on there. All right. Going back in with the pliers. Hooray. Bolt removing. Number 2 here, removing. Taking my grommets back. Actually, no, those came with the unit. Those can stay. But my bottom grommets aren't. Those are coming with me. And I have recovered both bottom grommets. Honking for safety. Okay, I'm in limbo until my new one gets here again. Stay right there, don't go anywhere. Hey, let's try it again. We got another new unit again. I seriously cannot believe that I did that. Like my subconscious felt it, but I just didn't notice consciously for whatever reason. Regardless, we got a new one now again. This seems to fit better. Okay, that's about right. It's fit again. Now I'm going to go ahead and run the bolts in again. Freaking super genius. Put the wrong size parts in people's cars. It's like it's my first day. All right, back to that silly hose down there again. Let's go. We're gonna do this in real time mostly. You know, I bet if I did this at super high-speed lightning fast motion first time around, maybe I would have noticed. I would have been more diligent because I was moving quickly and potentially cutting corners. But instead, I just kind of poked around and took all day. Missed a vital discrepancy in the part. Beating myself up pretty bad. I'll get over it. I'm just mad that I'm not gonna get out of here until like an hour past normal time. And a Friday too, that makes it worse. I have like things to do. Come on, clamp. There we go. Clamp, click. Let's see, we're gonna do this again. Put that one in. Clickage. Bypass hose. Bypass hose clamp. Backwards bypass hose clamp. There. Clickage, that one's in. One more hose up here. Woohoo! All right, it's in again. Let's back up, throw the fans back in, get them plugged in, and then we'll return to the coolant filling procedure. This is weird. I bet they're gonna fit this time. Just gonna drop right in there, no problem. Easy as pie. Or a piece of cake, or however the saying goes. I don't know if easy as pie is a saying. Could be. If not, it will be. Because if you say something, it becomes a saying. Funny how that works. Yeah, hose clip. All right. What do I need? I need 2 more bolts. One goes here. One goes over here. And of course, can't have fans if they're not connected. Fan connection click. One more over there. You guys see it in the dark? I think you can see it. There. Upper radiator hose. Got it. Okay, coolant refilling time, and then we'll car wash station all this stuff off of here, clean it up, and we'll be good to go, and then I can go home. And that's what I want to do. And that's what I will do as soon as I get this thing back on. I failed to get this one clicked. There's a little like bracket that holds onto these lines, keeps them from weeble wobbling around. Okay, got it. All right, coolant. I will be using yellow antifreeze. It's universal, mixes with any color coolant, so they say. That was terrible. It's because I was pouring left-handed. All right, more left-handed coolant coming in. Actually, this is two-handed coolant, but I don't know, I'm babbling again. I definitely have a case of the 5 o'clocks on a Friday. I'm thinking about a cold shower and a cold beer. What? What do you want?
I gotta pull out this Jaguar.
Don't you touch that Jaguar.
Can you pull out the Jaguar?
If you touch it, it will explode.
I'm not gonna touch it.
Don't touch it.
I'm not gonna touch it.
You know, whoever touches it, it's going to explode.
I need to move though.
It's rigged with an incendiary device.
Why does it have to be incendiary?
Because I couldn't find explosives. Oh, I'm on the list now.
What you're doing?
Spilling. I was just spilling it extra, so I had enough. That's all. Here, get out of here. You're bothering me. I'm trying to work. I'm not even here right now.
You're bothering me.
All right, guys. What? A vacuum cleaner? It could be. I don't know. I didn't notice. Is vacuum cleaner in the seat? Why? Do they own a vacuum cleaner business? That'd be really cool if they did. More. We need more coolant. It's drinking it right up. Wow, I can't stop spilling. All right, guys, I think I got one more gallon to go, and then we're gonna hose this thing off. And that should probably conclude my commentary at that point. Seeing as how I am suffering from the dirty, thirsty, dehydrated, overtime case of the Fridays, I'm a little anxious to finish this up as soon as absolutely humanly possible. So having said that, I'm going to take this opportunity right now to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know about that by tapping that like button down below. If you didn't enjoy this video, I'll do better next time. So again, and as always, thank you for watching. Most importantly, have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. Purging air now. The car wash station with us.
Close,